Trump's Operation Epic Fury deals heavy blow to Chinese regime. Commentary. The recent U.S. Israel military strike against Iran has inflicted a psychological blow on the Chinese Communist Party that is far more damaging than outsiders can fully understand. U.S. President Donald Trump stated in a video on February 28 that Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. He also said to the Iranian people who have risen up against their authoritarian regime, "America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass." Trump also called upon the Iranian people to take over the regime. "It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations." The most striking aspect of this military action, dubbed Operation Epic Fury, is how much it diverges from previous U.S. actions in the region by directly targeting Iran's security infrastructure and leadership, a move that the Chinese Communist Party fears most deeply and that delivers a major shock to the authoritarian regime. While some U.S. and Israeli leaders have suggested the campaign could create pressure for internal change in Tehran, Pentagon officials have stressed that the aim is to degrade Iran's military and security capabilities. The U.S. Israeli joint strikes began at 1:15 a.m. Eastern Time on February 28, hitting military sites and compounds and command centers of top Iranian leaders. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed in the attack. Beijing feels the heat as Trump's recent strikes dismantle its alliance network. The CCP has always been aware of its lack of legitimacy. That's why, when establishing diplomatic relations with any country, including the United States, it demands recognition as China's sole legitimate government. But during his first term, Trump significantly changed U.S. policy toward China, starting a trade war that directly challenged the communist regime through economic pressure. The second Trump administration has further taken public actions that directly challenge the CCP's stability and legitimacy, including the CIA's rare, ongoing open recruitment of Chinese military personnel and government officials, as well as the State Department's upcoming free app to bypass the CCP's great firewall of censorship. These actions inevitably lead Beijing to wonder, is the Reagan-era playbook that helped bring down the Soviet Union now being used against the CCP? Currently, only a few communist regimes remain, including China, North Korea, Cuba, and Vietnam. Beyond these, the CCP has tried to unite Russia, Iran, Venezuela, and others into an anti-American coalition. But Trump's second term has shattered that coalition with strategic brilliance and decisive action. First, Trump has been involved in efforts to mediate peace talks between Russia and Ukraine, a move that could lessen Russia's dependence on China by improving U.S.-Russia relations. Second, U.S. Special Operations Forces captured then Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro during an overnight operation on January 3. Maduro and his wife were later transported to New York to face federal charges. After the capture, Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez was sworn in as acting president. Third, pressure on Cuba has produced real progress. On February 27, Trump even suggested the possibility of a future, friendly takeover of Cuba. Fourth, Vietnam is increasingly favoring the United States. On February 20, Vietnamese President To Lam visited Washington, during which Trump accepted an invitation to visit Hanoi. On February 14, Vietnam approved Starlink to operate within the country. Only North Korea remains untouched for now, but tensions already exist between Pyongyang and Beijing. The relationship is far from unbreakable. Seen in this light, the Iran war isn't just an isolated event. It is a crucial part of a broader strategy, systematically dismantling the CCP's anti-US alliance, leaving Beijing isolated and without allies. That is the real shock to the CCP delivered by Trump's Operation Epic Fury. What can the CCP actually do? Its foreign ministry can only issue a brief statement expressing grave concern and calling for an immediate cessation of military action to prevent further escalation of tensions. In the end, the CCP is left with nothing but a resigned sigh, alas, que sera, Sarah.